Hi, this is Kenneth Marks of the Ancestor Hunt. A short while ago, I did a Google Plus Hangout with a demonstration of 8 of the larger or more prominent newspaper research sites, including those that are subscription-based, such as Genealogy Bank, Newspaper Archive, Ancestry.com, Full3, and Newspapers.com. I also included a few free sites as well. But today we will be only focusing on free sites, and for those of you who are into free, there are quite a lot of them. So let's get started, shall we? One of my personal favorites is the Library of Congress Chronicling America Historic American Newspapers site. It has quite a range of collection of about 5 million pages from about half of the 50 states in the United States. The date range is between 1836 and 1922. It has a very nice advanced search feature where you can select a state, newspaper, a year, or a date range, specific language, and for keywords, you can enter a search for any of the words, for all of the words, a specific phrase, or one of my favorites with words within 5, 10, 50, or 100 words of each other on a page. The advanced search capability is very nice. Well, let's go back and do a search, shall we? I've already entered the word Bronhardt, which is a name from my family tree. All we do is enter it, hit go, and the results should come up here shortly, hopefully. And there they are. Out of the 5 million pages, about 1,200 came up as results. And let's pick one to see what it looks like. I have selected one from the San Francisco Call from 1898. And as you can see, with the red highlights on the page, it has selected one with the keyword Bronhardt. Now I can zoom in. I can scroll. There we go. And I have a number of selections that I can choose from for saving the article or the entire page. I can clip the image where it clips the image shown to me exactly on the screen. I can do that, or I can save it as a PDF, or I can use my handy dandy snipping tool from Windows 7, and I just select this and save it. Now it is quite small, so that is not desirable. So I probably would not choose to save the image that way. Furthermore, when I do save the image, it keeps the red highlights on the image. So if I were to desire to put it in a blog post or in a book, I don't think I really want the red highlights to be there. So let's get rid of that. Normally what I do in this case is I would just save it as a PDF. If I wanted to save the entire page, I could do that with the typical PDF taskbar in the lower right here with the little floppy disk to save it. Or I could zoom it, make it smaller. Again, I could use my snipping tool, and that's what I would probably use in this particular case. And I would indeed select the article that I wanted and go ahead and save it. So let's go back to our search results. In the real world, if I was doing a real search, I obviously would go to advanced search and try to trim down that 1,263 pages that I got from the results when I initially started the search. But in this case, we won't take the time to do that. So there you go. That's basically the Library of Congress site, how it functions. Again, it's one of my favorites, primarily because of the collection. It does have a lot of the newspapers that I am interested in for my personal research. Let's go to another site that I find extremely good, and that is the University of Pennsylvania Digital Library of Historical Newspapers Online. In this particular case, it serves up a great number of links, organized by state, as you can see: Alabama, Alaska, Nebraska, Nevada, etc. Nothing for New Hampshire. And we scroll down and we can see some of the other states: New York, Connecticut, Florida, etc. So it does have quite a few of online research sites that encompass digitally scanned newspapers. I found this site to be extremely helpful. Let's go to 3 of the sites that I have been using lately. The first is California Digital Newspapers. Again, this is a link in the UPenn link set that I showed you earlier. In this particular case, it is the UC Riverside collection of digitized California newspapers from 1846 to the present. Let's do a quick search. It does have an advanced search capability. I won't show it to you. In this particular case, using the same term that I did in the last search, Bronhardt, he comes up with 1,483 results, and these are all California publications. Let's pick one. Take a quick look at how this interface works. Again, the advanced search has quite a number of different options. In this particular case, what it does is it actually shows you the clipping. In this case, instead of highlighting in red, it highlights in yellow. So if I were to want to save that, first let's zoom see it a little better. Show it in the middle of the screen here. If I were to save that, I could right-click and clip the article. Or in this particular case, I've got the same problem as I had before. Instead of red highlights, though, it has yellow highlights. And if I wanted to use this clipping in another venue, such as a blog post or in a book, etc., I would not want the yellow highlight. So what I would likely do here is just click PDF and save the PDF on my computer. So let's click out of that and let's go back. Again, this is quite a useful, another one of the very useful collections, and the quality of the scan is quite good as well. The next site that's also listed in the UPenn collection of links is South Georgia Historical Newspapers. In this particular case, you do have to install a plugin. It takes about a minute and a half. No big deal. And again, it's got a very nice advanced search capability where you enter the keyword. In this case, you can do a don't show results. So if you didn't want, if you were looking for John Hanley and didn't want Jim Hanley, you could put the word Jim here in the don't show results, and it would ignore those results. Terms within multiple words of one another, like we had in our previous site. You can choose a year, title, city, etc. But let's do a quick search here and show you this. Again, it shows you the list of newspapers and dates and pages that are a result of that search. One nice thing, it shows relevance. So in this particular case, the word Hanley is 100% in there. As we go down the list, it gets further and further negative. Let's pick the first one. And there you see excellent quality scan, in my opinion, here for a 100-year-old newspaper. You can scrolls quite easily. In this case, it also highlights, and there's the word Hanley. You can select it, clip it, use your snipping tool if you wish, or save the entire page. Again, it looks like the highlight probably stays with the image when I clip it, so I would probably save this as a PDF like I did in the other 2 cases previously. So that is the South Georgia site. Very nice site, very clean. And the last one from the UPenn list that I want to show you is what's also called Fulton, I think it's Fulton County Postcards, also called the Old New York State Historical Newspaper site. It has about 22 million pages, which is quite large. Interesting display, as you can see, where you enter your keyword. It also has fuzzy searching. It doesn't have some of the other advanced searching features that we saw on the other sites, but it does have fuzzy searching and phonic searching, if that is helpful to you, if you've got a word that is spelled many different ways. So let's do a quick search here and show you the search results and how that is displayed. And there you go. Again, it has a relevance score, like the previous site that we saw. You can click on the particular page, and it brings up the entire page. It does not highlight the actual words, so you have to look for it in the PDF. but you can save it as a PDF, download it to your computer, and you've got the entire image. Now, another list of links that I have discovered are from two genealogists. The first is Leslie Lawson. She has compiled a list of what she calls newspaper links of old. As you can see, I'll scroll down here. And she has a list by state. Some of these links are to online sites, and some are to offline sites. So let's pick one. Let's pick Stars and Stripes quickly. You can do a search or you can do a browse. This is a newspaper. It was published by the U.S. Army a long time ago. That's when it started. And again, we'll try a search. Let's just enter the word Paris. Whoops. Helps if you can spell. Looks like I've done that one before. And up comes the results. So let's pick one. And there you go. There's the word Paris. You can see on the left all the other instances of the word Paris on this particular page. It has a rather interesting interface for zooming, but I think you get the idea. So this is, again, one of the many links that Leslie has included in her site of old newspaper links, and I encourage you to take a look at that particular list. It's very helpful. Another one, this one done by Miriam Robbins, another genealogist, is her online historical newspapers website, which again has a great deal of links. This one is quite a large number. She has done a great amount of work to organize this. Let's look just real quickly at the United States site. She's got it by state. Let's look at Oregon. In this case, there is only one particular result. Let's look at California. As you can see, she's got it broken down by county and city. An interesting thing here, she's got all the years covered, the name of the newspaper will either subscription, which is indicated by the $sign, or free, and what resource it is in. So if you're looking for a particular county or city, you can scroll through this list, find the name of the newspaper, see where it is housed, and whether it is free or not. She has done an amazing amount of work to compile this particular list. But let's go back. I want to show you one thing. We haven't talked much about international sites. Let's look at Canada, for example. See what she has here. Here she's got the provinces of Canada. Let's pick British Columbia. And here is a list by city with the name of a newspaper. And the University of British Columbia has created a large site that has a number of newspapers in it. And here is their site, New British Columbia Historical Newspapers. You can do a search. You can select the newspaper in advance, like this. But let's just try a quick search. See how this one goes. For Dixon. Again, it's searching in all newspapers in British Columbia, and here it displays the results with the highlighted word that we put in as a search parameter. I won't go further than this, but you get the idea of how this one works. And let's close out that page. Let's go back to the beginning here. And as you can see, she's covered Australia, Ireland, Mexico, doesn't have anything for the United Kingdom yet, and of course the United States. And this is an amazing amount of work that she has done, as has Leslie, in compiling these link sites, which are very helpful. You should take advantage of those. And the old standby for information from everywhere is Wikipedia. This has it called Online Newspaper Archives. Some of these are free, and some of them are pay sites, but it hasn't broken down by country. And we'll scroll down here quite fast and see what they have there. Look at this. Argentina, Australia, Austria, Bangladesh even. Large list for Canada. Many of them free, as you can see. and I won't scroll down the entire page. You get the idea that indeed there is a lot of stuff out there. You've just got to look for it. And lastly, I want to leave you with something that is not online, and that is the bulk of newspapers which are offline. How do I find those? Well, some of these link sites are inclusive of offline repositories of newspapers. But one thing you might want to do is say, well, I'm interested in this particular newspaper. Where can I find it? If it's not online, how can I find it? Well, the Library of Congress has done a lot of work for you in that particular arena. Over here, it's called the U.S. Newspaper Directory, 1960. Well, let's start that one over. U.S. Newspaper Directory, 1690 to present. And what you do is you select the state. Let's try Idaho. Select your county. Let's try Native Boise. You can select the cities. I won't do that. Let's do a search. And there is one particular result for that area. It's the Boise Daily Sun. And it has all kinds of information about that particular newspaper. And at the bottom of every one is where it is held. In this case, it is in the Idaho State Historical Society. So if you wanted anything from that particular newspaper, you would know where to go. There you go. Let's try one more. Let's try California. And let's try San Francisco, one of my personal favorites. Let's do a search. And this is one I looked for before, which is kind of a fun name. It's called the National Ham and Eggs out of Hollywood, 1938 to 1940. Let's click on that. And it gives you all kinds of information about the Ham and Eggs newspaper, which is a fun name. Where is that one held? Well, in several places. The California Historical Society, Huntington Library, Oakland Public Library, San Diego Library, etc. So the moral of the story is everything is not online. We showed you a great abundance of links as well as sites for online newspaper research. But if you need to go offline, which you invariably will need to do, because that's where most of them are right now, you need to go to the Library of Congress, U.S. Newspaper Directory, 1690 to present. And that, my friends, is where we are with online and offline historical newspaper research at this point in time. As you can see, there are lots of sites for you to visit. You'll have plenty to do looking for newspapers. It's one of the most fun things that I do in my family history research. I love looking for newspapers, and I love the results when I find them. So for you, thank you for watching, and happy hunting.